artbeads.com. It is a little rainy today, so we are staying inside and beading. And I am making, I'm so obsessed with this, I'm making beaded felt ornaments today. It is so much fun. I just have been using up my seed bead stash for this. Really simple bead embroidery techniques. And all you need besides the beads is some felt and maybe a little stuffing if you want to make three-dimensional ones. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's been a lot of fun. I can't stop making them. I made a little bookshelf. I've got a little gingerbread house. I made a little gargoyle. Look at my gargoyle. He's so cute. I love this technique. It's a lot of fun. This is the bookshelf that I started, and really you can make anything that you can think of. Like, I made a gargoyle because I just read a book with a cute little gargoyle in it and I wanted him on my bookshelf, so I made that. I made a literal bookshelf with seed beads, gingerbread houses if you want to do more traditional Christmas. A Christmas tree would be so cute with all your beads. You can really just have fun with it. Maybe use up some of those random beads in your stash too. There's so many ways you can take this, and it's a lot of fun. So we're gonna have a good time today. And so hello everyone, I can see your comments coming in. So if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you so much, but definitely head over to artbeads.com/live. I'll be able to see your comments come in as they come in. Our Art Beads team is here. Michelle is here. Good morning. Tanya, hello. Sandra, hi. Monique, hello. Mary, hi. Good to see you. Francie and Casey, hi. Yeah, this is going to be so much fun. We have a lot of cute things to try today, and I am so excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for saying hello. I always love seeing your comments and getting your feedback live as we're creating. It's really helpful and really inspirational, so that's always good to see. And if you're at artbeads.com/live, you'll also be able to shop while you watch. So that makes it even easier, even better. So you'll see the items that I'm talking about appear on the screen. You can hit or tap those and add them to your cart. You can hit the little shopping bag and see everything that I'm going to be talking about here today. It's a lot of fun. Our sales today, it is Black Friday all November long. We've got our pre-Black Friday sale going on. Hi, Laura. S-Barb girl, hello. And so we've got up to 50% off findings and components this week. So that's basically almost everything. Like everything you need to make jewelry, that's findings and components. So you definitely want to hop on that sale. And if you spend $50 or more, we've got a fun little gift with purchase. So if you spend $50 or more, you will get a free strand of beautiful vintage check glass. And we have these amazing strands. So you don't know which strand you'll get, but I can tell you all of them are beautiful. We've got amazing like leaves. I love that there's like mixed beads on these strands too. And again, these would be good for making beaded felt ornaments. You could do some fun things with those. We've got leaves. We've got fun like autumn colors. Oh, this one matches my sweater here. So super, super nice. And they're long strands. Like these are very generous strands too. And again, all vintage check glass. This is really beautiful, and I love that there's some variety on these strands. So you never know which strand you're going to get, which is really fun. Loving the black and white. Blue girl, hello. Good to see you. Just some really fun ones. And then we've got this white strand here, which is, this would be good for winter. It's kind of, the strand is the strand is kind of coming undone, but look at how long it is. So pretty. And those beads together are really nice. So that is our gift with purchase this week. Our deal of the week this week is spend $50 or more, and you could get a beautiful mystery strand, and you'll get free shipping at that point too. So it's a good time to shop, and we are going to be making some beaded felt ornaments today. I'm so excited to dive into it. It's a lot of fun. So let's turn the camera around and get going. Hey everyone, good to see your comments. Thank you guys so much. Lisa in Pennsylvania, hello. Denise, hi. Laura, hello. Kelly T, hello. Thank you guys for saying hi. Jane from Long Island, hi. Yay! Thank you guys so much for saying hello. So I'm going to flip the camera and we are going to get started with these cutie little beaded felt ornaments. So let's flip this around. Here we go. And... all right. Also, I'm going to use something to wipe this camera off because it's looking a little fuzzy. This is my little secret weapon for wiping the camera off. I got this at like the dollar store. So just bear with me 1 minute. There we go. That helped. Okay, so we're going to be making some beaded felt ornaments. Now, as I already said, I have been making some fun ones. I made this little gargoyle, and I've been like adding a backing to them and doing a little brick stitch edge to finish them up and adding stuffing to give them some dimension. I've been making like little bookshelves, and all of these are so easy. You just need bead embroidery techniques, and that's it. And they're really simple. I'm going to show you the couple that I've been using to make these today. And we do have our guide to seed bead embroidery. If you're watching at artbeads.com/live, the blog post is being shared right now on the screen. So we have a guide to seed bead embroidery stitches to help you with all of the different stitches that you can use for this technique. So I made a little bookshelf. I think this one would be fun. This would be a fun project to like track the books that you've been reading all year long, which is something I like to do. I would need a little bit of a bigger bookshelf than that to do that because I've read a lot this year. And you can also do traditional Christmas. I'm in the middle of finishing up this one. I'm going to use this one to show you how to do that brick stitch edge to finish this one up. But it looks so cute. So all you really need for this is some felt, which I'm a crafter. I had felt just laying around, so I just went in my stash and used the felt I had. I had this nice brown piece for a bookshelf, and then as I was making the bookshelf, I was like, this would be perfect for a gingerbread house, so that's what I did. And then you just need beads. Seed beads are perfect for this, especially for the bookshelf. They make really cute little book spines. And then I use some bugle beads for the shelves. And then you can add in a little more interesting elements with some shaped beads like these flowers. I added flowers to the bookshelf as well. And I'm using all kinds of different sizes of seed beads. I've got 8 O's and 11 O's, and the bugles are 3mm, but you could truly like use any kind of size you're comfortable working with. And that's why I added in that green. This is a mix of seed bead sizes here, this tube of seed beads. And that was helpful for the different textures and dimensions that I wanted to add to my bookshelf. So seed bead mixes are great for something like that. For the gingerbread house, I am using all 11O white seed beads. So that makes it really easy, just one color, and you can have fun with all of the different designs there. And then for my little gargoyle, I love this little guy. He's so cute. I'm going to put him on my bookshelf. I use some bugle beads, some silver 8O seed beads, and then some black accent beads for his eyes and his mouth. And then for the brick stitch edge, I did 11O Toho treasures, which are all linked in the show. If you're watching at artbeads.com/live, you can see all of the beads that I used here for these projects linked as well. In addition to seed beads, you're going to want some thread. You can use embroidery floss if you have it, if you want to add like some color with your thread, but we do have Toho 1G that works really well for that too. I used white for the gingerbread. I used gray, which is on the screen now, for my gargoyle. And then we have a brown color linked for the bookshelf as well. And you could use some contrasting colors if you like too. We do have a lot of different Toho 1G colors. For needles, I've been using my beading needles and they have been working great. We do have bead embroidery needles as well that would work. I've got my trusty tulip scissors, which I absolutely love. And we do have some ribbon options for creating the little hang if you want those as well. So everything else, like the felt and the stuffing, obviously we'd have to get somewhere else. But you've got a good base for everything you need. And if you're a crafter like me, you might already have a lot of this stuff in your stash. So how I got started was I just cut out a shape that I wanted to make. I started with my bookshelf, and then I was like, ooh, what if I make a gingerbread house? And then I went, oh, what if I make a gargoyle? That would be so cute. And you can see this was my first try at the bookshelf, and then I made it a little bit bigger. You can simply draw it out in pencil, or if you do a lot of like sewing, if you're a seamstress at all, they make like little chalk pencils or pens that will disappear. It's basically disappearing ink. The ink will disappear like after an hour or so. So there's different tools you can use, or you can just like wing it and cut whatever shape your heart desires. So I'll just cut out a little house shape to show you how that looks, and we can start on the edge here too. I do like to start it with a pencil, but when you're making a simple shape like a gingerbread house, you can kind of just wing it. Whatever you like. This would be such a fun little Christmas craft too, to do with friends, like a little crafting party. You could certainly get started with this, and this house is going to be a little more abstract because I didn't draw it out. It's going to be a little uneven. But that's what I love about this too, is even if like my roof is a little lopsided here, even if it is a little uneven, I think that just adds to the charm of it. Just gives it that like handmade look. And these beaded felt ornaments are just really popular right now too. And we can kind of, we can make this work. Actually, we could even it out a little. There we go. Make it just a little bit smaller. There we go. If it really bothers you, you can always adjust or start over with that pencil. But this is just for example purposes. The Black Friday sale, pre-Black Friday, is up to 50% off findings and components right now, which is jump rings, head pins, eye pins, clasps, earrings. Basically everything you need to make jewelry besides the beads is up to 50% off right now. So really good sale going on there. Okay, so we've got this cut out, and then it's your little painter's palette. You can do whatever you want here. Let me go grab my extra needle because I don't want to take that one off of the strand. I will grab this needle. There we go. And then you're going to add your thread to your needle, and I'm going to use the white thread since we are making another little gingerbread house. And you can draw this out too if you want to plan out your designs. For my gargoyle, I definitely like planned out his little face dimensions and his horns and his wings too. So you can draw that out ahead of time as well, depending on how detailed you want to get with it. I think a Christmas tree one would be really easy and fun to just do off the cuff. Just cut out whatever shape, start adding beads, make it look like just a holiday beauty, and go to town. So let's see here. We're going to add our thread to our needle. There we go. Oh, they're just so cute. I love them. I want to make like 50 of them. They're so fun and relaxing and just a fun little holiday craft. And it doesn't even have to be holiday. Like I made this because I want it on my bookshelf with the book I read. I think that would be really cute. Or you can make little toys out of them. Like it'd just be so fun. I double thread for this technique. So I put the needle on the center of my thread, and then I'm going to knot this at the ends. Hi, Deanna from North Carolina. Good to see you, Deanna. And we're knotting. I like to do a little double knot. I will trim the end a bit. Whoopsie. And there we go. So for the gingerbread house, I've just been doing a lot of 2 seed bead backstitch. Super easy, not too complicated, especially for like the windows and the doors. I will just start down here, add my thread, and that knot holds it in place on the other side, and I will show you the 2 seed bead backstitch. So I'm picking up 2 of those white seed beads, laying them down. And again, this is where marking your design helps. You can follow the pencil markings with your thread with how your beads want to go. And then I'm going to pierce the felt right next to those beads. Bring the needle back down through that felt. like that. Then I'm going to bring that needle back up through the beads at the start of those 2 seed beads. And then I'm going to go through those 2 seed beads. And again, we have a guide to bead embroidery stitches if you want step-by-step photos or video instructions for these techniques. We do have that available on the website on our blog, and we have a handy link to it if you're watching at artbeads.com/live. Okay, to continue the shape, I've picked up 2 seed beads. I'm going to bring those down my thread so they're lined up with the beads we've already added. And if we're making a door shape, we want that to be pretty straight. So there we go. They're in place. I'm going to bring my needle down through the felt close to the end of those beads to get them situated. Come on. And sometimes the thread can be a little tricky here. Make sure there's no snags. There we go. And then I'm actually going to count back 3 beads. So I want to go through that last bead added in the last pass. So I want my needle to come out close to that 3rd bead, the last bead added in the first stitch. And we're going to pull that tight. And now that my thread is coming back out the front of the piece, I'm going through these last 3 seed beads added. And that's just going to make the shape nice and connected and a little more structured. The colored felt is just, the felt is stuff I had, but you could get this anywhere, craft stores, thrifting even. I think you could find some good material for this at the thrift store if you wanted to be a little thrifty, which I always love. But yeah, I'm a serial crafter, so I just had this felt. So it's just a little extra that you would need to get. That is really the only thing extra that you would need to get that you can't get at Art Beads. Everything else you can find at artbeads.com. We've got the beads, we've got the thread, needle, scissors. So I'm adding 2 more and then bringing my thread down close to the end of those beads. And if you're looking for like basic felt colors, we do have bead backing, which would work. So if you wanted to make like a snowman, that would work really well. But those are the only colors we have here. And it's really intended for bead backing. I'm trying to get this thread to behave. There we go. Oh my gosh, that little thread just wants to poke up, doesn't it? This thread is being naughty. It's on the naughty list. Come on. There we go. Got it to behave. All right, so we're going to go back to that 3rd seed bead down, the last seed bead added in the last stitch. Bring the needle back up close to that. And then go through those last seed beads with our needle. There we go. Thank you. Michelle has added our category page for bead backing, which is like a felt. So that's somewhere to start if you want basic felt colors. We do offer that. And the black would be really nice if you like really wanted your seed bead colors to pop. I think that would be really fun. Now, if you wanted to start making this door curve, it's the same kind of technique here, is you would just start to kind of curve the beads around how you would like. I'll show you how to make cute little snowflake shapes too. You would just kind of manipulate the beads so they're starting to curve. Bring the thread down. Gosh, my thread is not playing nice today. There we go. And then we would come back up through the felt by that 3rd seed bead down. Pull the thread through, make sure that's looking nice on the back, because sometimes you can get some loops happening like we are now. There we go. And then come back up through those 3 seed beads. So the last seed bead from the last stitch and the 2 seed beads we just added. And then you would just keep doing that to make whatever shape you like. And if it's drawn out on pencil, you can easily follow those lines. There we go. Yeah, so then we would just keep going with that. And I can show you too how to make some snowflakes as well, because that's a little bit different. And this is a really like forgiving project where you can just kind of experiment with the beads. So let's say we want a snowflake right at the top. We would move our thread or start a new thread up there. I did it kind of like a flower because I thought that looked like lacy and frosting-ish. I just added 1 seed bead and then brought my needle down close to the seed bead I added. And that'll just let it pop up and stand up on its own. And then I'm going to come back up near the seed bead I added. And then I'm just going to add 7 seed beads to my thread. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we are going to just loop those around like in a little daisy almost. It ends up working pretty nicely when you do it around the seed bead and just pull tight. And then I'll bring that thread back down through the felt close to my little loop that I made. Look how cute. And then you can anchor it to in different spots. Like you can see this wants to come up. I would go over here, bring my thread up through the felt, make sure it's pulled tight, go through a couple seed beads on this side, and then anchor it down by going back down through the felt. There we go. And you can do that all over. Super cute. For like the lacy scalloped edges on the top of my roof, all I did was I would bring my thread down over here. And I did what I think I did 7 beads again. So let's pick up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Trying to work with this is so much more fun. I'm really lucky that this is my work. This is really, it's been fun. It's been addicting. These seed beads are like fused together. Let's take that off. Might be an interesting look, but not one I really want right now. And then add one that's just a single seed bead. All right, so then for this, I was like, okay, I want them to kind of fall like this, like a little lacy scallop. So I just manipulated them with my fingers to how I wanted. And again, just put my needle back down through the felt close to the end of those beads. And you could 2 seed bead backstitch this too, but sometimes I like to go a little bit faster than 2 seed bead backstitch. And then on that center bead, I would come back up close to that center bead and anchor it in place that way. So I would just bring this through, go back through those last 4 beads, and that kind of created the lacy look on the roof for my little gingerbread house. So cute. So you can have a lot of fun with it. You can make up any design you want. The 2 seed bead backstitch really will get you far. And then you can just try other techniques as you get more comfortable with it. That's what I've been doing. Like just make little flowers, make little scallops, make little windows, whatever you want. This is just 2 seed backstitch in a line down straight. 2 seed back stitch on the side, 2 seed back stitch on the side. Same here, you can make little snowflakes that way. So yeah, so most of this is 2 seed bead back stitch, except for the flowers and the little lacy scallops. It's a little bit modified. So once you get all of your designs down on here, it's going to be like, this is what it's going to look like on the back. And that's not something you necessarily want. So that's why when I cut out my little design in felt, I will cut out a similar one. I usually just lay the felt flat down on the other piece of felt. So once I've got this piece cut out, I'm going to lay this down and then just cut around it so I have a matching piece. And we're going to stitch that to the back. And you can add stuffing in there if you want. That's what I did because I like to have them be a little bit three-dimensional. You don't have to add stuffing, but I like the look of it. And then once you've got that in place, that's when you're going to start your brick stitch edge, this is really simple too, and just adds, I think it adds a nice little look. And I like that you can see the threads on the edges. It just has that beautiful handmade sweet look to it. So that's how I'm going to finish up my gingerbread house. So really it's super easy. What you would do is you would start a thread, double the thread and knot it. And then from there, I would bring that thread. I'm working with a thread that's already on there, but I would bring that thread between the 2 sides. So your knot would be in here. And then you would add a bead to your needle. And I'm coming out of the front of this piece. So I would loop the thread around to the back side of the piece and pierce through both sides. So I'm piercing through that backing and the front piece. So the bead kind of loops around both sides of the ornament. And then you're going to come up through the top of that seed bead. Now, if you're starting a new one next to a row that's already started, I like to go back through that last one. Like that, just so everything is nice and even. So now you're coming up through the top of that seed bead stringing hole. So you're going to add another seed bead, and we're just going to go back through the back and front pieces of felt. And then come back up through the top of the seed bead. And it makes this nice finished edge for your ornament. And you can do that without stuffing too, and that will just hide all the stitch work that you've been doing. So I've added a seed bead. I'm going to go through both the back and front felt pieces, pull tight, come back up through the seed bead that I just added. There we go. This is like the most satisfying part for me, where it's like it's all coming together here. And it's super easy once you get it started. I've picked up a seed bead, and we're going to go through both the back and front felt piece, pull tight, and then come up through the bottom of the stringing hole to the top. And that just loops everything together and stitches it up nicely. And it's super easy to add ribbons too. You would just stitch that ribbon loop to the back of your front piece. And you don't have to add a ribbon if it's just something you want, like as a little bookshelf decoration. I didn't add a ribbon to my gargoyle, but if I wanted to, I could like pin one on here if I wanted to convert him into a Christmas ornament. So cute. So I've added a seed bead. We're going to come through the back and front piece of felt. And I like to make sure that with felt, because it's fibrous, you don't want to be too close to that top edge because it could just like come out of the top edge. You want to make sure you have some depth there so that you're piercing both sides nicely. And I like to see the stitches of thread on the edges. I think it just adds a really cute effect. there we go. And you'll see that it just starts to stitch that up. And then you don't see the stitches on the back of your piece. It adds a really nice, clean finish. And like I said, you can add stuffing if you want some dimension. You don't have to add stuffing. And in just a minute, I'll show you how I made these books too, because I have some room on my bookshelf to add a few more seed bead books. We'll do that. So cute. So just simple seed bead embroidery techniques to make these cute beaded felt ornaments is all it takes. I'm just using the 2 seed bead back stitch and the brick stitch edge. I'm thinking a little Pico edge too on this brick stitch edge on my gingerbread house would be really cute. I think that would add some fun interest. I can show you what that looks like in just a second. Let's get a little bit further down here. And again, I don't worry too much about like these stitches, how far they go down, if they're evenly spaced, because I think it adds to the sweet homemade look. You can't go wrong with these, really. I don't think. They're so much fun. I want to make a bunch more. And this is the perfect time to do it because we've still got some time. When do you guys put up your Christmas tree? I am a after Thanksgiving Christmas tree person, but some people already have them up. But like beginning of November is perfect time because it still gives you time to plan for your holiday decor and add to the tree before the season is in full swing. So now is the perfect time to be making these cutie patootie little ornaments. And really you can make a gingerbread man would be so cute, a little teddy bear. Again, I think a Christmas tree, because we have check glass star beads. A check glass star at the top of the tree would be so cute. I really want to make a Christmas tree one. I gotta go and like stock up on more felt. I have green felt, but it's more of like it's not like a pine Christmas tree green felt. It's like a succulent green. So I could make a Christmas cactus. That would be really cute. Oh my gosh, as a felt ornament, that would be so cute. Maybe I'll make a Christmas cactus. We shall see. But I've been having a lot of fun with this. And you can see that just closes up the edges really nicely. And we're almost there. We're almost there to the edge. And you can add more stuffing too as you go. That's definitely what I did for my little gargoyle is I would add some stuffing, stitch them up a little bit, and then add more stuffing as I went. But I think this gingerbread house is stuffed quite nicely. Add another one. They are so cute. I love them. A Christmas llama. Yes, S-Barb girl. We have to make a Christmas llama. That would be so, so cute. And you could do that with our white bead backing from the website very easily. Yeah, I like the dimension the stuffing adds. It just gives it a little pop. Oh, so, so cute. And they sell these like at different retailers. I've seen these selling for a lot. Like at Disney, they had some of these for sale and it was a lot of money. And I was like, you can easily make these and then they're a memory and it's a lot cheaper. So cute. And because we sell our seed beads in the tubes, you'll be set for a lot of different projects. So I am a fan of homemade and I love, my family does like a Christmas craft day every year. And the ornaments we've made at Christmas craft day are truly my favorite because it's a memory. And you think of like the time you got together and made those things together as a family. So I think that's like way more special than just buying things. It's like, it's truly an experience. So really, really cute. Oh, I am going to borrow this idea for a show I'm in. Grinch ornaments. Linda, that sounds so cute. Yes, I would love to see that. Definitely share pictures in the Serious Art Beaters group. That would be so, so cute. I want to show you how to do a Pico edge too, because I think that would be really cute on our little gingerbread house here. And I think for the ribbon, I might just stitch straight across like I did for this. I'll show you how to do that too. So for this one, I am going to add a backing to this too, because you can see that there's a lot going on the back here. But for this one on the edges, I just I looped the seed bead around one side. So I think I'm going to do that for this part in front of our ribbon here. So I'm going to bring that thread so it's coming out the front side, and I'm going to add a seed bead, and then I'm just going to loop around the front of the gingerbread house. I'm not going through that ribbon or that backing. And this is where it gets a little fun, because you have to finagle your thread around all these different things. Yeah, see how cute that is? So I just looped the thread around the front and back of just that front piece of the gingerbread. So I'm adding another seed bead, and I'm just going to go through the back of the front. So we're not going through the backing piece of felt or that ribbon that I've attached, just the front piece and looping around. There we go. Yeah, that's cute. Cute, cute, cute. I love it. Yeah, Grinch is going to be so cute, Linda. Love the Grinch. A little candy cane. Oh my gosh. Okay, the white bead backing that we sell. A candy cane. You could do just like an outline of seed beads around the edge, and then the stripes of red is the seed beads. That would be really fun. So cute. You could do a little bow. Anything that your heart desires. I mean, I made a gargoyle. This has nothing to do with Christmas. But I love that character so much. And there was a stuffy that came out, but it's very hard to find, and it's sold out like immediately. And I was like, well, I can make my own version of this stuffy that's hard to find, and then I'll just have it. And it's much smaller. It takes up less clutter space. So this has been just such a fun technique to play with. And it's relaxing and cozy and cute and fun. See how cute that is? We're having fun here. All right. I want to show you the Pico edge too. So we're going to finish this up. Oops, I think I went through the ribbon a little bit on that one. That's okay. No one will know. Okay. So now we're kind of in, oops, look at this. My thread got caught on the roof, much like Santa. So now I'm going to add one more little seed bead here. There we go. And then loop around. And now we're kind of back to that brick stitch edge. And this is where you can add a fun little lacy Pico edge, which I think is going to look so cute. It's going to add to that like cookie frosting look. So I'm coming out of one of the top of the seed beads in my brick stitch edge. I'm adding 3 seed beads, and I'm simply just going to come down through the next seed bead over in my brick stitch edge. And again, this is in our guide to seed bead embroidery. Look how cute that is. It just adds a nice little lacy touch. I love that. So I'm going to come back up through the next seed bead over and do all of that again. And again, you kind of have to be patient with your thread, because there's a lot happening on this cute little ornament that it might get caught on. So I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. I just love this. It's so much fun. I love a good Christmas craft, and especially a good Christmas craft that I can do with things I already have, like seed beads. See how cute that is? It just looks like snow or frosting piled up on top of the roof. I think it adds a nice little touch. And I'll probably only do it up here and on this side. I don't need to go all the way around. You certainly can if you want. More beads, the merrier. But I think it will just make it look like frosting and snow on the top of the roof. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. Love, love, love this. So this has been just really fun. Really fun to do with seed beads. And again, if you're going seed bead crazy and adding them all to your cart, if you spend $50 or more, you will get that wonderful free gift of a mystery strand of check glass beads. And they're really beautiful, and you could incorporate them into your beaded felt ornaments because you can put some fun little shapes in there, as you can see on my bookshelf. So that's how you do a Pico edge. I really like how that looks. It's looking so good. If you have white ribbon, could you bead that to look like the fireplace going? Oh, that would be really cute. Yeah. You could even cut that out in felt too as you're designing your gingerbread. You could make sure it has a chimney if you really want one. But these are just so cute and so sweet. And they're very like in fashion right now, but I think they just have a timeless feel to them too. You're going to use these over and over again. Which is going to be so nice. Let me show you how I made my little books too. So let's cut that off. And then, so same for this shelf. Just did 2 seed bead backstitch with the bugle beads. Works exactly the same as you would do for the round seed beads. And that's what I love about these techniques is you can really modify them for whatever beads you're using. And I'll show you how easy it is to add the different check glass shapes to, like the flowers. I'll put a little flower over here. All right, so we're going to double our thread. Michelle, was it you that like had the crazy Christmas decorations for your cubicle, or was that, I think that was Chris actually, that amazing like Christmas fireplace decoration in the customer service area? That looked so cool. Super cute. Yeah, Chris, I thought so. She was so good at decorating her cubicle. Oh my gosh. Let's see. There we go. So I know she would have a field day with making these little beaded ornaments. I would love to see what she comes up with on this. All right, so to do the books, super easy. You can do 2 seed bead backstitch, of course. That's always an option, but I like to go fast, especially when I'm excited. So what I did was kind of like a little hybrid of the 2 seed bead backstitch. Let's make sure this is all the way in. There we go. So I was using, you can do just one color, but I was using like one little accent color to make the spines of the book. So let's do this color and then maybe the white and then like 3 extra beads. 1, 2, 3, and then another white. And there. So I would put them all on my needle, slide them down, line it up with the other books that we've got on the shelf. Isn't that just so cute? Oh my gosh. And again, you could like just make a whole book. Like if you wanted just a book cover, that could be an ornament. That would be really cute. But the bookshelf I thought was just so charming. There we go. And then I would just go back through all of them because they're a straight line. So they pretty much stay in place. I'm getting hooked over here. There we go. Make sure it's nice on the back and then go back through all of those beads. Super easy. And just that over and over again to make the little books. And you can make them longer or shorter, whatever you want your little bookcase to look like. It's a very Bob Ross moment. It's your happy little bookshelf. And I'll show you how to do the flowers. Are so easy, the little shapes that you can add in. So let's say we want another little flower on top of this bookshelf. I'm going to put it more over here because we don't want these flowers to line up like exactly, I don't think. So this flower is going to be like kind of resting on the books. And I'm going to do this one again. Find the, and there's like, I've seen people add butterflies to their bookshelves. Little ladybug would be cute. Any shape works. And then I just bring the thread down close to the edge of the bead. Pull tight. And it's like the 2 seed bead backstitch where we want some reinforcement here because it's a little loosey-goosey. So I'm going to come back up through the beginning of the stringing hole, close to the beginning of the stringing hole. And that has helped already. And then we're going to go back through that stringing hole. So just super easy stitching and embroidery techniques to make these cute little custom beaded felt ornaments that you're gonna love. They make great gifts, especially like for personalized. Like if you know someone that loves to read, make them a little beaded bookshelf. If you know someone that loves gargoyles, make them a little gargoyle. Maybe a heart is their favorite shape. You could make them a little heart. Like it's easy to personalize these to everyone's tastes. Maybe someone collects frogs, make them a little frog. Maybe they love unicorns. Like it really is whatever your heart desires. And don't limit yourself, because I'm not an artist by any means, but because I knew what the stuffy looked like, I pulled up a picture of the stuffy to look at him, and his face shapes are rather simple, and I just went with that and let the beads like create the artistry. So even if you don't think you're a good drawer or whatever, you can do it. It's really easy. It's really the beads creating the artistry and the dimension here. So yeah, don't limit yourself. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So cute. I'm loving these. I'm definitely going to have to finish this one up with a backing as well. And I want to do that because I think these are so sweet. And you can definitely make more Christmassy ones. I like ones that cater to my specific tastes, but I'm dying to make a little Christmas tree, but maybe I'll make a Christmas cactus since I have the right color felt for that. I'll make a Christmas cactus and report back. By the end of this month, I'm going to have so many felt ornaments because I can't stop. It's really fun. And I'm really loving it, and the creativity and the freedom of creativity that it allows, because you can make any shape. Oh, thank you, Gina. You are an artist. Yes. I think what I'm trying to say is like people like see like art as like one medium. Like they're like, oh, I'm not an artist because I can't draw. But you are. Like you don't have to be an artist. You don't have to just draw to be an artist. You can be a bead artist. You can be a seamstress as an artist. Cosplayers, makeup artists. Like there's so many different ways to like express your art. Don't limit yourself. We are all artists. That's what I think. So really cool. I hope that this was inspiring. I've been having a lot of fun with it this week. And I kind of like went down a rabbit hole and now I can't stop, which is my favorite kind of craft project where you just get so into it and you're so excited about it. So that's my favorite kind. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining me today. Really fun. Let me bring you back to my face so we can say a proper goodbye. All right. That was a lot of fun. I love those. I'll show you what they look like. We'll model them. I wish I had a Christmas tree set up so I could show you them on the tree, but I am an after Thanksgiving Christmas tree girl, so I don't have one to show you. But just imagine this little cutie on the tree. Ah, so cute. I love the gingerbreads so much. And then this little guy is going on my bookshelf. Wouldn't he be so cute too, as like a little pin that you could pin to your sweater? So cute. This little guy's going on my bookshelf with the book that I read that he's from. And then this one is going on the tree because I am a book and bead lover. I shared this on my Instagram. My Instagram is Becky Books and Beads. And someone was like, that's your literal username, Books and Beads. So really cute. Loving making these. They're relatively fast. You can get them done in a few hours or so, and depending on how like detailed you get with it. And they're really nice. They're a really nice keepsake that you're gonna have around for a long time. And when you pull it out to decorate your tree, you're gonna get the warm fuzzies because you love the memories associated with it. So super cute. That's how I do beaded felt ornaments. All it takes is some fun little bead embroidery techniques and some seed beads, and you can make whatever your heart desires. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you've added things to your cart, definitely make sure to check out and get all of those goodies before they run out of stock. Sometimes our stuff flies off the shelves, so definitely get your seed beads now, and it's the perfect time to start this project because we've got a little bit of time before the Christmas season really gets in the full swing. So you can start making your Christmas ornaments now, and then your tree is going to be decked out for the holiday season in beads and sparkles and all the cute things. And then we've got that, if you order $50 or more, you'll get the mystery strand of beads And if you need some findings and components for your stash, those are up to 50% off this week. Yes, Annie, we will be able to watch a replay of this if you need further guidance. These are all of our live videos are available after the fact on artbeats.com/live, on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page. You can find them all there. You can watch them, pause, rewind, do all of that. And then we also have that guide to embroidery stitches on our blog, which is linked here if you're watching at artbeats.com/live. That's a really great resource for learning those bead embroidery stitches too. That makes it so easy to get started. So that's my show today. I've been having so much fun. I'll probably make more of these this week because I can't stop. I love them. They're just so cute and so fun. And I can listen to audiobooks while I'm doing it too, which is really nice. Books and beads. So yeah, having a lot of fun making little beaded ornaments with seed beads for Christmas. And I hope that you do too. So thank you guys so much. This was such a fun show. If you guys make ornaments, share them in the Facebook group for Serious Art Beaters. Yeah, great project for the evening. Totally. And I will see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful week. Deb will be live tomorrow for her Friday show. So keep your eyes on the artbeats.com/live page. All right. See you guys next time. Bye.